When it comes to improving talent on your team, you really have two options. You can either build it or you can buy it. In this video, I'm going to tell you why building it is almost always faster, better, and cheaper. But before we get to that, I do want to say that if you are a regular on this channel, welcome back. Thank you for being here. If you are new, my name is Matt Gjertsen. I'm a former Air Force instructor pilot and talent development leader at SpaceX. If you're looking for actionable advice for how you can better lead your team and build talent in your organization, this is the channel for you. So make sure to subscribe. I have to start by telling you a bit of why I believe in development so much. It has nothing to do with the fact that I have worked in talent development for about a decade now. It has everything to do with my time in the military. Because when I'm talking to people in the corporate world and tell them the reality of being a leader in the military, there's one fact that just completely blows their mind. Because in my opinion, the corporate world is very biased towards the buy it side of the build it or buy it equation. It's all about how do we hire? How do we find the right talent? How do we source the right talent? And then I talk about my time in the military and how when you are a leader in the military, you actually have zero ability to buy talent. A leader in the military almost exclusively has zero input into who is on their team, both from the hiring side and from the firing side. Unless somebody is breaking the law, it's next to impossible to get somebody off your team. So you have the talent, you have the people you have. If you want to improve the talent on your team, the only thing you can do is build that talent based on the people that you have. And that's why I believe this is so important, because I've seen how impactful it can be. I've seen the fact that the military is one of the most successful organizations on the planet purely through building that talent. But we can go farther than that, because if you want to have a really productive team, one of the best ways to do it is to have a highly engaged team. And a top way to drive that engagement is by caring about someone's development. We know this because Gallup has been studying this for decades. They've been going into organizations and asking something that they call a Q12. It's these 12 questions where they measure employee engagement through various factors, and then they equate that employee engagement to productivity and profitability. Highly engaged teams, much more productive, much more profitable. And one of the primary drivers of that engagement is whether or not people actually believe you care about their development, whether or not you're trying to help their development. And that's actually at a crazy low right now. According to Gallup, only 30% of employees strongly agree with the statement that someone is helping in their development. It's a crazy low bar. That's the other reason why I think this is so important, because most people are used to coming to work and having it be very transactional, where they're at work and honestly, the workplace, their manager, the higher ups don't care whether or not they improve. They only care about whether or not they're getting their job done. And so if you care just a little bit, if you just use this one technique, have one technique in your back pocket to every now and then ask and help your people develop, it's going to pay huge dividends to you. Not only is it going to help them improve over time, but they are going to be more engaged over time. So you win on both fronts. So really simple technique, because development there's a lot of ways, a lot of things that you can do to develop your team. But I just want to give you 3 simple questions that you can ask the members of your team. You can do this in a one-on-one. You sit them down and you can talk about lots of stuff, but here's what I suggest you ask. First, you just simply ask them, what is one thing you want to improve? This could be work-related, probably should be work-related, especially initially, but it could also be non-work-related. It could be some kind of personal development. But what's one thing you want to improve? Ask them that. And then you have a back and forth. You know, if they say something that seems off the wall, I'm like, maybe not, and you steer them, but find a thing that you think can improve their performance at work. So what's one thing you want to do to improve? Second question, what's one thing you can do to improve that thing, right? Come up with one tactic, one new strategy, one new thing that they can do to get better. Maybe it's practicing their presentations. Maybe it's meeting up with another person who can coach them on something. What's one thing that they can do to improve? And then the final thing is simply, when can I check in? Maybe it's a week if it's something small. Maybe it's a month from now. But set a clear deadline where you tell them that you're going to check in with them. Make sure, it can be in a one-on-one down the road, but have it really bright and prominent in your calendar so that you make sure to check in. Because what you're doing here is you're helping them identify, oh, here's a thing that I can do better. Here's a way that I can improve it. And then finally, you're proving to them that you care about them by following up. As I said earlier, this is a really low bar. Only 30% of employees believe that anybody at work cares about them improving. And so if you can do that, if you can just ask these simple questions, again, maybe it's only once a month, you're not only going to have a better team, but you're going to have a more engaged team because they're going to know that you care about them as a person and not just as a transactional employee. I hope you found this helpful. If you do ask any of these questions, I would love to hear how it goes, and I will see you next time.